Oh God, oh God, oh my God. It's still slapping. We're good. Holy. All right, folks, here it is, the Altis Sigma, the most sought after e-bike, the most hyped e-bike currently out as of right now. I guess there's also the eride Pro SR, but there's just like a special type of hype around this. The amount of questions I get about this bike on a daily, the amount of people asking me when it comes out as if I'm supposed to know. I personally have no idea, but we have one for 2 days. We are borrowing this bike from our friends over at Voro Motors. The link for this bike is in the description. The one you see behind me is a pre-production model, but it has some changes to their first gen, but it's still not exactly what's going to ship for the final bike. So this bike has the 16-19 setup, which comes with a smaller rear sprocket. As you can see, it's been used. Yeah, it's thankfully, it's not my bike to keep, but it's definitely been through some abuse. Now I have it for 2 days, and I'm gonna try and test it as thoroughly as I can. I do have one of these on order, but I, like everyone else, won't be getting mine until probably end of next month at the earliest. I actually don't know. So I'm gonna try and have some fun on this, put it through its paces. But other than that, we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna take it straight out to the streets and ride it. One thing I wanna mention, this battery is extremely heavy, easily the heaviest battery I've encountered. It's not very big, very dense. Battery by itself weighs in 46 pounds, 5 ounces. Keep in mind, this is not very scientific, but the weight of the bike with no battery coming in at 156 pounds and 13 ounces. Our final measurement, the bike with the battery in, coming in at 203 pounds. That's higher than I thought this bike weighed. I thought it was about 186 pounds, somewhere around the Ultra B. I believe it though. I think a lot of that comes from this rear rubber, and from just handling this bike around, it feels 200 pounds. So there's that info for anyone who wanted. For the sake of science, I pulled out the battery of my Ultra B 74 volt, 55 amp hour battery, and at 44 pounds, 10 ounces. So pretty similar. And as a final reference, we threw the Ultra B with the heavier all-terrain tires, 19 front, 18 rear, just to make sure I wasn't crazy. This weighs in at 208 pounds, 6.7 ounces. Pretty close to the Altis. That's wild, because this bike is significantly larger. Just goes to show how heavy this bike is. It's pretty heavy. Well, all right, folks, look at this back to back. The most hyped e-bike release of the year easily. I'd say the hype for this is currently through the roof. I am extremely excited to give it a ride. We have this bad boy right here. This is Ultra B we're giving away at hicksfam.com. This is the last month if you want to enter for a chance to win. Top link in the description where you can find out about that. Every dollar spent is one entry. Easily the best bike we've given away. This thing is sick, so sick that I got one for myself. But this can be yours. Today, the focus is all about this though. All that said, there's only one thing left to do. Let's take it for a ride. Here we go. All right, out in the streets with the Altis Sigma. This is actually the second day of the 2 days that I had this bike. Unfortunately, the first day, I couldn't get the bike to work. I'm just gonna be straight up. There's like this sequence of things you need to do because this is a pre-production bike in the menu that I didn't know about. So every time I would let off the throttle, it would cut the motor basically, or put it in park, and then you'd have to stop, put it back into drive. It was just a quirk that I didn't know about. Fun fact, I'm not even sure if Altis knows that I have this bike. This is basically the most sought after e-bike that's out there right now. There's also the new eride Pro SR, but this one has I don't know, I've never seen anything like the amount of hype that this bike has. So it's pretty cool that I have one. Once again, big thanks to Voro Motors, because they basically just gave me the bike and said, here, you can have it for 2 days. We're gonna need it back, but do whatever you want with it. We don't care, just try not to break it. So big shout out to them. First thing I noticed, I don't know if you can, the bike is low. It's about the same seat height position as a Light B. It is very low to the ground. The bike itself is very small. It's very compact. It's closer, I want to say, honestly, to a Light B than anything. It's very wide. It also has a very wide rear end. The swing arm is super wide, so you could fit an even wider tire than the 16 if you wanted. But the overall presence of the bike is that of a small bike. It's not like a big Ultra B thing. Some people like that, some people hate it. I'm more on the like it side. I like smaller bikes that are powerful. Very fun. Anyways, put the battery in. There's a key slot right here. You turn this, seat comes up. Yes, this looks very unelegant. This is a production bike. It's been passed around to literally everyone. I'm probably the last person who's actually going to use this bike, but fine by me, because I have basically unfettered access to do whatever I want with this bike right now. So we will be doing as much as possible in the 1 day that I have it. Shut the seat back. This seat, super soft, about as soft as the other bike that I tested the other day, the Throttle Serpent. Super soft. This could tear so easily, I feel like. Other than that, there's not much to go over. Everything's kind of been said about this bike. This is very close to the production model. This one is beat to hell, so it's not like a representative of the experience of buying a new one, obviously. But apparently this one has a motor with a different tune that's closer, maybe not exactly the power of the final version, but as far as the battery and the controller and the parts, everything is pretty much how it's going to come on the final bike. Same brakes, same 1619. I don't know if it'll have these exact same tires. These tires seem great though. And yeah, so this is a pretty representative experience of what you and I can expect, because I have one of these bikes on order that I can't wait to get. Mine's a 1919 because I don't really ride that much off-road. But without further ado, we're going to do our little ignition sequence. I'm going to do the settings that you need to do to make sure this thing works. Starts off with using the right key. Put that right here on the side of the screen. Bike turns on, and then we're gonna hit the road. I'm gonna try and keep this as unedited as possible. We're gonna do Strava to test how much range we get on our ride. We're gonna be doing race mode to see how fast we can go, and a bunch of other stuff. So stay tuned, see how it goes. All right, folks, hopping on the Altis Sigma. No kickstand on this bike. So this TFT has like a got a display that's hard to see with my shades on. We're gonna start off in normal mode. I do need to point out this bike has a super loose chain. I forgot why they said the bike's chain is so loose, but it's something we're gonna have to keep in mind as we go, because if we take off too quick, look at what happens. This is why I'm wearing boots. The chain just starts slapping from the application of torque coming in so strongly. So anytime we accelerate, at least for this pre-production model with this loose chain, we need to ease into the throttle, which is you know, it's something I'm gonna have to keep in mind. If I have it in race mode and I just take off, that could be bad. Right? That's something we're trying to avoid. Still gonna try and have some fun on it though. So here's my plan. Right now, as far as I've seen, besides Surron, I haven't seen anyone really test like in the city riding with one of these bikes. It's all been strictly dirt. I mean, this bike is marketed as like off-road, dirt bike, Stark Varg, that type of shopper, right? But let's be honest, a lot of people buy these bikes and they just ride them around the city. Me included. We're gonna try and get a good mix of everything. We're gonna get as much city riding as we can, maybe some free ride. I mean, I don't know what to expect out of this thing. It's already very noisy, and it's just making a lot of sounds. It's actually not got that many kilometers. I don't know if you guys can see, 119 on the odometer completely. So like, that's not a lot. Let's go ahead and pull right here. I think we're in sport mode. Full pull brakes. Not bad, not bad. Good brakes. We're on dirt tires, so obviously with you know, more appropriate tires, you get better traction stomping in the street. So a couple things. The seat pre-production feels like you're sitting on the frame. You can actually feel the two edges on your butt cheeks of the frame as you're sitting down. So whoa, hold on, we're approaching our area where we can get a full speed run. Now you guys are gonna have to inform me in the comments how fast we actually get when we get there, because I can't see the LCD with my shades on. For some reason it perfectly tints it out to where like I can't see at all. We're in sport mode too, by the way, so we're not even in the max mode. Yo, oh my, yeah, okay, we're not gonna try any wheelies today. That's out of the question. That chain slap, you know, I don't know why they have the chain extra loose, but I'm sure there's a reason. I ain't worried about it. We're just not gonna try any wheelies. It is what it is. All right, so I'm just happy to be on this bike. I'm excited to get one myself. It is the most hyped bike I can remember since I've got into the scene of these e-bikes. Like, I've never seen so much anticipation for a new release as there is for this one, and I mean with good reason. It does seem like a pretty big step forward, and the main thing they makes it a step forward is the price, right? They could have probably shopped this at like 7,500, 8,000. It wouldn't have been nearly as special at that price, but it coming in under 6,000. I think my order with tax is like 6,000 even, so it's like 50, I forgot what it's even cost, but it's in the 5,000s, mid 5,000s, which is I mean, man, that's cheaper than Ultra B. That's cheaper than the bike that I'm giving away. Ultra B at a retailer in the US still $64.99. That's before you do anything. You know, that's the bone stock version. It's a special bike for mainly because of the price. So I mean, for me, it's kind of difficult to figure out what to compare this to. I guess the Ultra B is the most powerful bike that I have, because I'm not really like a guy with a lot of powerful bikes. Ultra B 74 volt 55 amp hours. That's fun. It's very fun from 0 to 55, but it kind of has a top speed of 55 miles an hour. So, you know, okay, here's our moment. We're gonna go into race mode. Am I in race? Yeah, we're in race mode, and we're gonna ease into it. Oh, you know what? No. We're gonna stop. We're still at 99% battery. All right. I forgot to do this. We have traversed about, I'm gonna be as accurate as possible about this. I'm gonna route from where I started to here, and then we're gonna start a Strava from right here. We have 99% battery currently. We've been playing around with the throttle. All right, we started a Strava. We have traveled 1.1 miles to get to this point right now. We have 99% battery. Trip says 1.9 kilometers. Just ignore that. 1.1 miles to here. Why am I telling you this? Because I'm going to forget. But I will show you guys the Strava at the end. So whatever the Strava is, after we're done with our ride, whatever battery percentage we're at, add 1.1 mile to that, mainly downhill. Not really any elevation. So with that said, we are in race mode. Awesome part. And we do have a green, but we got a bunch of cars. So we're gonna full on wait for our chance to pin it right here at this bridge. We're actually gonna cross. And then once all these cars are gone, we're gonna pin it and see what we can top out at in race mode. Keep in mind, I cannot see the speed. I don't know what's going on, but I cannot see the LCD at all. So you guys are gonna have to update me on what speed we hit. All right, folks, we ready? Urban top speed run. Race mode, chain slapping. Chain still slapping. That feels topped out right there. Yeah, I think we hit the top speed, honestly. We got there in no time. Good God. This thing is a monster. Wow. Yeah, I feel like we got the top speed in about 8 seconds, maybe 9. Okay, there's our race run mode. I'm sure that probably burned like 5% of the battery. It had to have. 3, 2, I don't know, 2%. Put it back down to normal. So the modes go, they start at eco and then it goes normal, sport, race. Then when you hit the buttons again, it goes back down. So if you're in race, you're gonna go back to sport, down to normal, down to eco. That threw me off the first time because usually you're in the top mode, you go down, takes you to the lowest mode. I thought I was in eco and I pinned the throttle and the thing started slapping. By the way, that chain slap noise is brutal. It would probably result in a chain derailment if we were doing any type of off-road riding. Another thing, where I sit, I stand at 182 centimeters, right? Where I usually sit on this bike, like where I sit on e-bikes, right? Because where the bike wants me to sit, it's like, it puts me in a weird position. I usually sit like this. Problem is, there's like nothing there. There's like absolutely no padding. As a matter of fact, this is the frame. So there needs to be some more padding. I believe they're addressing that in the production version, but it's kind of a pain for right now. Dude, that race mode pull was insane. As a matter of fact, we're gonna turn around and do that again, bro. That was nutty. There's plenty of people with modded out surrons that have ridiculous power, and you know, a fast pull is not crazy to them, nor is a really high top speed. So that's not impressive to everybody, but for me, I mean, I've never ridden anything like an e-bike this fast, at least. That was kind of crazy. Yeah, that was fast. that was very fast. I just want to go do it again. This is the only area where I know we're kind of chilling on being able to hit it like that too. So I want to make the most of it while we're right here before we kind of continue on with the ride. Other thoughts about the bike, it's maneuverable because of its size. You guys saw the weight, it's only 5 pounds less than the Ultra B, which is crazy. Like, that's actually nuts. It's much heavier than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be about 25 pounds less. That's crazy when you see them side by side too. Like, the Ultra B is significantly bigger than this. I mean, it's not the biggest deal. All right, we're gonna go back into race mode. Normal, sport, race. I think we're good. Let's go. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh my God. It's still slapping. We're good. Holy. At full speed. Oh my God. Oh my God. We're definitely hitting full speed, I know that. Down to sport. All right, let's chill in sport for a bit. I don't want to absolutely murk the battery. I mean, that chain slap thing is just annoying. Less so dangerous when you're just riding on straight roads. That would probably immediately result in a derailment, you know, if you're riding actual off-road. But, or like if we go free riding right now, if we start bombing stairs and stuff, I feel like the chain might come right off. You know, I feel like it'll come right off. Let's see how it does going up these stairs right here. These are not, it's not a big set at all. Oh, I was scared to really torque it, so I was kind of relying on momentum. Feels good. That was fine, you know. Comment down below if you get this bike, if you plan on riding it mainly in the streets. I feel like there's a bigger demographic of people that are mainly going to use it for street riding than is apparent to most currently. Just kind of whipping around right now. I got a little route in mind, so we're going to start going along towards the route that I was thinking of. Some thoughts about the bike itself. When you look down, I mean, I will say this, I personally, everybody has pretty divisive opinions about this, but I love how the bike looks. I love the little dirt bike fenders, the plastic bits. I mean, on this one, they're beat to hell. They still look good though. Fender, red. I love the red color. The red really pops. I like the little Kashima fork style bronze they do up front. Styling, great. The thing is, when you're sitting down, these fenders are a little distracting. I'm sure you get used to it like pretty quickly, but they really do stick out quite a bit. I feel like they could tuck them in just a little bit more and still not impede on the movement of the forks turning left and right. I don't know, it's kind of like that's something you probably quickly get used to. You do have a fork lock if you want to lock your forks from turning. Someone comes up on your bike. I mean, and then there's also a USB port right here. It's like glued shut, so actually, I don't know if it's glued shut or if it's just stuck. There's also a USB port here. This is USB-C. I take it this is just for diagnosing the bike. If you have issues, this is probably to charge a device. This is a feature that nobody ever uses, but I'm sure there's people who appreciate it. Other than that, cockpit is pretty simple. This is kind of like a park button. This is strange. I think they'll probably change this on the production. I don't know though. I mean, it works. When I first got the bike, I didn't know what this was. So it took me a second to realize this puts you in park and takes you out of park when the bike is stopped. Left side, headlight switch. Horn is it literally just died on me. Okay, well, no horn. That's a horn button though. Gear selector, and then these buttons are for your display. So let's dig into the display real quick. There's quite a few options for customization in the display. You got vehicle settings. You can change your wheel size, gear ratio, throttle mode, torque limit, kickstand sensor. Obviously we have that off because we don't have a kickstand. Tilt sensor, I assume that's if the bike tilts over. Let's say you dismount when you're off-road, bike will shut off, and then that's it for that. Race gear, etc. There's display settings, and then everything else is pretty straightforward. NFC settings, seat lock, I'm assuming that controls the seat lock. I didn't know that. Bluetooth password, etc. and that's it. So not too much craziness in the menu. We're at 92% battery. Let's keep going. We're gonna try and get down to at least 10%. We gotta make sure to pull off smoothly so we don't get that chain slap. That's yeah, I can't wait to not deal with that on my production model. So, I mean, we're out here in the city. Do we go just like send it down some stairs? Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I would usually do on an e-bike, so why not do it on this one? Can make it upstairs. What is this? Let's go. Oh. Butt touched. Dude, I thought I was getting a flat. That's a fountain. Thank God. I was like, there's no way I'm getting a flat on these chunky 16s. That's pretty cool. My butt touched the rear tire going down them stairs. That again attests to how low this bike sits. I mean, it's really low to the ground. It's like a sports car. Hey, what's up, dude? My bad, I'm out here. He's like, God, this freaking man-child moron. What is he doing on a freaking e-bike? Yep, I'm having fun, dude. Sorry. This bike is gonna be a problem, man. Once oh man, parents, keep an eye on your kid if you get them Altis Sigma. I know there's kids that get these bikes, man. They're like 14, 15. A kid with this much power, oh boy, oh boy. I mean, it's not like it's anything new right now. There's plenty of kids with modded out surrons that are just flat out ridiculous, but it's still like the thought of being 14 and being on something this powerful and this quick to get around just kind of boggles my mind. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move to the city. Next destination is the bridge. Oh, okay, so sport mode, it feels like it's just it's ever so slightly less torquey than race mode. And the top speed is just ever so, like your speed limit comes up a little bit quicker. Now, I'm sure they could tune the motor to make this bike go as fast as it wants, but your battery life will just suffer and suffer. It's already, I mean, one of my biggest questions is how much range are we gonna get today? I think a lot of people saw the low amp hourage battery that this bike has, but it's not as simple as that because it's only 36 amp hours, but it's 96 volts. Multiply those together, and you know, I mean, this battery is massive, as you guys saw. It's very heavy and large, but there's still just no shortcut for the fact that when you're outputting that much power, you're just gonna zap your battery. So, I mean, no one, I think, is going to get this bike to ride it in eco mode and sip the battery. That's just me personally. I don't know. I'm sure you'd get better results that way. Nice Tesla right here. But I just, you know, I don't see anybody doing that. This bike is just, it's begging you to pin the throttle. It just needs you to. Right here in downtown, we may notice some places boarded up. This is tonight is game 5 of the World Series, and I think the police are kind of starting to stage up 1, 2, 3. They're starting to assemble themselves because if they win tonight, well then it's probably going to be maybe a mini riot. I don't know. Down to 89% battery, so we have zapped 10% of our battery, I guess you could say. Don't mind me, I'm just out here on my Altis. Oh damn, they're dipping. Yeah, they're getting ready for tonight. I think they're expecting things to go haywire if the Dodgers win tonight. Fun little sidebar for tonight's adventure. That's what's going on. They're probably heading towards East LA if I had to guess. That's where most of the drama goes down. Well, now we're in traffic, just a little bit. Thank you. Considerate. SUV, Escalade SUV, actually not trying to run me over for once. So Altis put out a note too that they're changing the production models of these bikes in a few ways. It's a more powerful motor that I think is similar to what we're riding today. I mean, if it's even more powerful than this, then great. This already feels fantastic. They're changing something about the front forks and a couple other very minor changes, but this mainly represents what you can expect to get. I think they're also doing taller bars. I'm not really too mad at these bars. They're definitely low. The whole experience is low to the ground, right? But I feel like that's kind of cool. Like it's kind of makes it more cool. So, oh, that sound scares me. All right, I feel like I keep thinking I know how to avoid it, but it keeps coming back. Let's go ahead and get up to Staples Center real quick before I take Olympic. Bro, you just teleport around the city on this thing. It is so quick. It's so quick. I would really be shredding this thing if it wasn't for that chain slap issue. I just feel like I'm gonna give it one good like pin of the throttle and the chain's just gonna come right off the bike. It probably won't happen, but that's like what my head is telling me is gonna happen, so I'm trying to be conservative with easing into it. Eco mode. Okay, so normal, sport, race. Are we in race mode? Yeah, we are. I don't know what it is. I cannot see the screen at all. It's just my shades are the perfect level of tint to match this. The throttle curve feels perfect. It doesn't just rip your face off from the start, even in race mode. Oh my God, but it can't. It just keeps pulling you. It just keeps pulling you harder and harder, even as you're going faster and faster. It's so fun. It is freakishly fun. Oh, that seat is just criminal though. Like, I feel like I'm sitting on straight plastic. This is my ideal seating position right here, a little bit further back, and my butt is basically on the rear fender. Hello, homie hauling. Oh, dude, sport mode is perfect. Sport mode is perfect. Race is really like, they did nail the 4 modes. Eco really feels economical. Normal, I guess, is kind of the one useless-ish mode, but I'm sure it has a purpose. Sport mode feels awesome because it's not like pull your face off at low speeds. And then race still is very usable. Like, you could probably keep it in race all the time. That thing got hit bad. You could probably keep it in race all the time and daily use it like that. Sport is where it's at though. Yeah, sport is where it's at, for sure. Jeez, man, this thing is incredible. It's thankfully living up to my expectations, which, I mean, are never really high for anything, but I'm just happy that it's not disappointing me. Go ahead, Fido. All right, here's another spot where we can rip it. Let's go. Bro. Bro, this thing is outrageous. Oh man, that is thrilling. This is the only thing that can keep up, probably, that Tesla. So we give him the gusto. I mean, dude, that's a fast Tesla, right? Yeah, no, he probably got better things to do. Okay, well, man, dude, you ever just want to have another reason to keep going in life? You know, just one, you like, you wake up, you know, we all have those thoughts like, what am I doing? What's my purpose? Why am I here? Hop on one of these, put it in race mode, find a straightaway, pin it. You're gonna have just a completely reinvigorated perspective on existence. I promise you. It puts you in touch with your mortality. That's one thing it'll for sure do. Oh man. Oh, green. Boy, oh boy. I am positive that this race mode, however, is going to be murking the battery. That's just, that's got to be without a doubt. Chain scaring people. Let's go, full pin. Oh my God, dude, there's nothing you can buy straight off the gate that's like this right now. It's just crazy. I haven't tried that eride Pro SR, but this is just bizarre, dude. It's just like, it's just like, I'm speechless. I'm actually speechless. I just had an outer body experience where they were going for me because I had a high speed run that went south. People, wear your helmet on an e-bike. You go down at this speed, I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. Don't fall. That's my advice with the Sigma. Don't fall. We're taking it out of race mode for the rest of today. I think I got my fill of race mode, honestly. That's we got it. We got it, man. We did it. Yeah. We got it over race mode for one day. Got the heebie-jeebies, man. I'm oh boy. I feel like I'm getting less chain slap in sport mode. Just a little bit less torque being applied, so we're gonna keep it in sport mode and just pray we don't keep getting that chain slap. Here's one thing I do want to test. Let's see if in eco mode, if a full pin will chain slap. No, it won't, but it's also, this is a full pin. It's like nothing. It's like weaker than a Surron Light B eco mode. it's very slow. All right, full pin eco. Oh man, we're cooking. Full pin eco, 33 kilometers per hour, top out. All right, now we know. Will not be in eco mode for the rest of the day. Let's try normal. Normal may be more usable than I'm giving it credit for. Let's find out. Next, we're gonna do full pull normal. Oh God, oh God, oh Jesus. Okay, well, now we know. For me, I typically I pin the throttle when I'm coming off the start of wherever I'm going. So it's weird to ease into it. It's probably a good habit to form, honestly, but it's still just like, it's not natural for me, you know? So it feels a little strange easing into it, but since we're already used to it, we're just gonna go ahead and put it back into sport mode. Little robot. He's got glowing red eyes. Jeez. Is he throwing up an error code? What's up, buddy? Wanna ride a Sigma? Oh, he's got a camera. Hello. You ain't got the beamer on the race brake? Okay, one thing I would love that I'm seeing more e-bikes come out with now is the reverse function. This one could definitely use it. Yeah, definitely can use it. I think all bikes can use it. Curious to see how the regen settings on this bike feel. I think it's everything is off for this pre-production model. I feel like regen would be a good companion to this bike's power though. Oh, we can kind of get a shot of how I look on this for anyone who's curious. My 182 centimeter standing tall body, this is kind of reflective. Y'all see that? This is how the bike looks. So I mean, it doesn't look small, you know. I wouldn't say it looks small. It's just not, it definitely doesn't look big. Like a Ultra B would sit up to about here, have about maybe not half a foot longer wheelbase, but I mean, this is it's a smaller bike for sure. I'm sure someone's wondering how they would look on it. So go ahead, type into Google 182 centimeters, do the math, see how you would fit on this bike. Sure, it's fun zipping around town on one of these though. I mean, I don't think I need to sell anybody on this bike. I'm not trying to either. I'm just very happy to experience it for the first time thanks to the homies over at Boro. And I'm just getting my own personal thoughts about it because I am excited to get my own, but at the same time I'm never too excited about anything because, like, especially with new companies, new company, first gen bike, like, you never know what to expect. You never know if there's going to be problems. Bike could break on the first week you ride it. All types of stuff could happen, error codes, etc. So I mean, you know, never get too excited for a first gen product, but at the same time, man, this is truly outrageous. It's just so much fun. There's a lot more things that I like about it than things that I don't like about it. I'm trying to think of things I don't like. I genuinely can't really imagine any right now. I'm having too much fun. That's a big problem. If you're interested in this, it's linked in the description. Boro Motors is selling them. I think they're sold out right now, but you can still put down an order and they will ship it to you as soon as they come into stock. Or you'll get one of the production models that have the various upgrades that they plan on doing with the bike that hasn't even come out yet. So, oh God, bro, that's just... You guys can't really tell on the GoPro. I'm looking around with my eyes. And that sound happens, everyone's looking like, oh, someone's got an accident. It sounds so much more aggressive than it probably sounds on a GoPro. Like, it sounds crazy. All right, let's mob it through this little area right here. You want to race? Race? No. Okay. Yeah, duh. Still getting the hang of avoiding that chain slap. It's brutal. Woo. Oh man, this is a troublemaker's bike. I'm interested to see how the 1919 changes the dynamic. I feel like it'd be a tad bit lighter. Typically, you see this with electric mountain bikes all the time. In order to hit that real low weight that they spec on the bikes, they will put lightweight rubber. And it increases the actual weight of the bike, but heavy tires will just make any bike feel heavier than it really is. Can we squeeze it? Oh, yes. Oh, dude, bro, I'm getting through places where I feel like I wouldn't get through on some of my other e-bikes. This thing is so like, it's really giving me pocket bike, like a little mini bike. I mean, it's not that, it's a 1619. It's really what it is this is the bike that I think a lot of people wanted Surron to drop with the Hyper B. This is a light B profile, seating position, etc., but just monstrous. It's just a light B with a absolute ton of power. Like, that's pretty much what it is. My light B is still my favorite bike too, and it's by far my least powerful bike. And the reason why the reason why I like that bike so much is because it's so compact and maneuverable. This is basically that. It just looks cool, and it has a gang of power, like just an outrageous amount of power that just keeps on giving the harder you go. It's just so, I mean, I guess that's my quick summary of what this bike is. You haven't gotten any off-road, and at this point, how much battery do we have? We're kind of chilling. We're 74%. That's actually pretty good. It ain't bad. If we were able to make it to some dirt, that would be huge. We could cook it all the way over to Elysian and try and goof around a little bit, but to be honest, I kind of know what to expect in the dirt. It's not like I'm gonna be able to push any limits, and there's no trails out here that we could get away with riding this thing on. It's gonna perform, right? It's got the 1619 setup. It's got ridiculous power, but the problem is with this chain slap situation, I wouldn't be able to really gun it the way that I would want to up certain things. So we'd have to really rely on the low end power and easing into the throttle. Unlike this, oh my God. Unlike that to get us around. I am so excited to get my hands on mine. I really am. Like, I really cannot wait. I also can't wait to get the eride Pro SR though. You know, like, I'm not a favoritism. I don't have favoritism to any of these brands, any of these companies. I want to try and own everything, right? You best believe we'll be doing comparison between this and that, and also this, that, and the Ultra B. Because why not? I feel like there's at least some people who are curious how those three stack up. Anyone has a Tesla Cyber Beast, let's race. Tesla Plaid, I don't know, whatever. I'm sure one of my viewers got a Tesla, the fastest Tesla something. Sure, maybe I'll rent one for the show. Okay, we're pulling up into Skid Row. I guess we'll just jam straight through there and keep it pushing to Elysian. I know a little bit of not off-roading, but off the roading, off of the roading we can do. Definitely not off-road. First, we gotta get there. Damn, dude. Another way I'll describe it is like, you know how on most of the fun 72 volt e-bikes out right now, you really feel the power like from the start, from the first like 0 to 30 miles an hour. This gives you the equal shove you get from 0 to 30 at 30 to 50, and I feel like 50 to 60. I don't know how fast we're going, but I feel like here, like we're flying, dude. We gotta be flying. We gotta be. It's just like, it just keeps shoving you into danger as fast as you want it to. So when I'm pulling off of these corners, I'm at like half pin on the throttle, just so you can get an idea of like how I'm accelerating away to avoid that chain slap. So I'm sure if I just full pinned it, like it'd be ridiculous. I'd immediately be wheeling, power wheeling, basically everywhere. LA folks, for better or for worse, right? So, hello, look at the boys coming out tonight in force. This area is, it's got a lot of sports bars, so I'm sure we're gonna see a heavy police presence here tonight. It's like they're anticipating the Dodgers to win, because the police presence is crazy tonight. You gotta give it one nice pull over the bridge for sure. First, we're gonna scout it out to see if there's any motorcycle cops. I feel like they're just everywhere tonight. Matter of fact, it's probably where those two that just where you're heading, if I had to guess. Give it some gas in the bike lane. Top speed and sport mode right here. Whatever we're going right here, this is where it tops out at. I mean, that's fast. It's so fast that I can't see what's coming up on the road in front of me in time. It's just happening, right? So there's that. Let's go ahead and put it in race mode. Full pin. Last race mode pull of the day. dude, what a bike. Normal mode. This is our off the road, off-roading. It's not anything really off-roading. Let's put it in sport mode. Oh, we're in eco. All right, starting on a hill climb. Not a problem at all. Oh God. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna get plenty of that if we keep going along this. See, we could definitely push this thing a lot more than what we're over here doing. But the problem is with the chain problem, it's just not possible. Here we are on the freeway. That's a cop. Completely didn't notice me. Good. I'm just taking in the views, you know, don't mind me. Let's not overstay our welcome. I'm telling you, this thing needs a reverse function. I would love that because it's just so heavy. It really is. It's tanky. Don't mind that noise, folks. I know it's crazy sounding, but it's just this bike. I don't think it's gonna happen on any of the other models. All right, folks, I'm not the most talented off-road rider. Plus this chain slap thing is just not instilling any confidence in me. So don't worry, when I get my bike, we will definitely be doing all types of riding, testing the hell out of it. I mean, I don't want to completely break this bike. It's still on loan for me. So, you know, I'm trying to be as gentle as possible. Oh, suspension is just not forgiving on this bike though. It just, boom. There's no play in it whatsoever. I think it's just because, you know, everybody's been riding this one and just beating the hell out of it. We can go up here real quick. Okay. Oh, this is you got to watch out for the yeah. that barbed wire will take an eye out. Oh, or like right here. That's like designed to it's like being in the Matrix. Can't really enjoy this because of how much the chain's slapping, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and turn it around. We're just on the freeway on the Sigma. Love it. Oh. All right, let's avoid our barbed wire on the way back. Yeah, that looks like 10 years of hepatitis if you get clipped by that right there. Oh God. Oh God. Don't break the bike, please. I can't. Oh gosh. Okay, well, we're not coming back here. I can certify that. We're not going back this way. Full show. Wow. Okay. I think I've had a decent amount of fun on this thing for one day. Let's try and get home in one piece. Wow, dude. Even on the dirt setup, I mean the 1919 setup is gonna have an even smaller sprocket, so you should be able to hit an even crazier top speed. This is such a marvelous bike, man. Even for how clapped out this prototype one is, it is still really good. Yeah, it's really good. Oh my God, bro, this much power will get you in trouble. It will get you in trouble. Like, depending on how you determine that term, it will get you in trouble. It will get you in trouble, bro. There's just no way it doesn't. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, it's so ridiculous. Oh my God. Like, once you get used to sport mode, I feel like any other e-bike is just ruined. It's just ruined for you. You know, I say this all the time. I'm not a top speed guy. I don't care about going as fast as possible. But it's pretty fun when you have the option to. I'll put it that way. It's pretty fun when you have the option to. It is nice to have the ability to, if you want to. Is it still something I would consider doing often besides today? This is my first time riding it.
Honestly, probably not. If I had one of these, I'd keep it in normal and sport pretty much all the time. But you got that race mode for you. I don't know, man. There's got to be some content to be made out of that, dude. I don't know. I'm content brain, so for an average person, ride in whatever mode you want. But for me, I'm kind of like, I don't have much need for the race mode outside of, well, it's in the name. That's for racing. Maybe if you're doing actual motocross, enduro racing, you know, or you just want to like, you just gotta race your homies. You know, if you just gotta do that, if you gotta just beat them, then there's that. Never miss a red light again. This bike is so fast, it's so quiet. You are just like a ghost in the night, man. Don't. Oh boy, when this thing hits the scene, it is about to be simply outrageous, folks. I don't know what else to say. It's gonna be crazy. I went into today thinking like, okay, let's see how many negatives I can find, because that's usually my mentality, right? I'm trying to find flaws in everything, just because that's kind of like, you know, what I feel like part of my purpose is when I have access to something that you know, most people may not have yet, or I buy a new bike myself. I try to just give my opinion on it, my objective thoughts about whatever it is that I'm trying. In this, it's like they just got a lot of things right. I don't know. Yep, run me over, I don't care. Besides that, yeah, that needs some defects for sure. But I mean, other than that, I am enjoying the small size, although I feel like I look, excuse me, do I look big on this bike? Does it look small for me?
Yeah, that's fine. The bike is smaller. You don't look big. The bike is smaller than normal.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I was thinking. The bike feels small. All right, it's not just me. The bike does look small. Even to the average person who knows nothing about e-bikes, it looks smaller. So, I mean, that's proof of the pudding right there. Is that an advantage? I mean, most likely, yeah. I felt like e-bikes were gonna evolve in this way to where everything got like, was the same size as the Light B, but got lighter and lighter with more power. Now things are getting, well, they're the same size as the Light B. They're still keeping that general size, and they are getting more powerful, but they're just getting heavier and heavier. So the big elephant in the room, the one drawback I will say about this bike is the weight. It is preposterous that it weighs as much as the Ultra B for the size. It is what it is. I have no idea what type of science and wizardry went into creating this bike and designing it and all that good stuff. So I mean, I don't know, like, it just is what it is. The bike just weighs what it does, and it does what it does, right? So I mean, it's hard to complain because it just is what it is. If you don't like it, get something light, like a Light B. While it is still amazing what they achieved with this, I do wish it was lighter. That's pretty much, that's the only real complaint, if you could call it that I could find, is I wish this bike was lighter. And the weight is fun to live with. Like, I got it into my RAV4 just fine. I was able to lift it up with the battery in and got it in there. I'm never doing that again. Almost blew my back out, but it's possible. I could also do that with the Ultra B. Not fun. Point is, I think a little, like, I don't know how they would do it, but shaving some pounds would be nice. Hopefully a Gen 2 fixes that issue. But keep in mind, the 1919 version should shed some weight. We'll see how it actually feels once we get it. But it should be a little bit lighter, and I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed in the Gen 1 of this bike. If it goes off without a hitch and there's not like error codes out the wazoo, people getting their bikes that are just not working on arrival or anything like that, as long as that's not happening, I mean, this is such like a solid product. There's such little to complain about because the price is so good. So it's like, I'm at a loss for words about complaints, folks, which is a good thing. I just wish I could wheelie it. I want to wheelie it. I know I can, I just can't, because the chain will start eating itself alive if I like give it that throttle to pop it up. Anyways, we're gonna start our journey back. Also can't wait to get a kickstand. Me personally, I would love to have a kickstand on my bike. Uh-oh, I just did the thing again and went into park. Maybe it's because we stopped for so long. I don't know, kind of weird though. Gotta get our little dirt carve. I can't get over how small I feel in this traffic amongst these big ass vehicles, yet I'm so fast. It is insane. Oh man. Bro, this is the most cops I can remember seeing in the city since they're everywhere. There's detectives, there's cops. All right, we're at 51%. Let's check in on our ride. We're actually gonna end this ride right now. See what our 50% is at. So we've done 14.57 miles, 51%. Let's see how much elevation. We really haven't done any climbing. 477 feet of climbing, that's nothing. Anyone who, you know, rides mountain bikes or keeps track of climbing very little. 15 miles, first 50% of your battery is where you're gonna get the most performance. I don't know if we're gonna continue to get the same insane performance all the way to like 30 or 20 or 10%. I don't know when this bike has like a limp mode. Unfortunately, we don't have time to get all the way there today because we have to return this bike. We can solidly say 49% of the battery, 14.57 miles, 477 feet of elevation. Lots of pinning it, lots and lots and lots of pinning it, full speed, taking this bike as fast as it can go. So I mean, honestly, I'm not disappointed in the range. I don't know what, like, you know, people personally are expecting range wise. If you're babying it the whole time, you'll probably do better than me, but why would you? It is so much fun to pin and throttle on this thing. I couldn't imagine myself not doing that at least 2, 3, 4, 5 times a ride. So I'd say this is pretty reasonable expectations in line with what most people could be experiencing. It seems like when we stop for too long, we go into park. I haven't had any of the shut-off issues we had yesterday, so we're not going to mention that. That was just in that was on my end because I didn't know there was like a startup sequence to this pre-production bike. So once we had that figured out, I mean, this thing's been solid. I haven't had any problems, no error codes, no you know, no weirdness. The chain slap issue was a mechanical issue, not a, you know, any type of electrical issue or problem with the system. It's just too long of a chain. Again, I don't know why it's so long, but bumpy road right here. 1619 is actually, it's kind of chill for city use. You know, with the ridiculous amount of power this bike has, you don't notice some of the usual drawbacks you have on a 16 in the city. The power just pushes you through everything. You know, definitely not the most efficient choice for the type of riding we're doing today, but it's just what we're doing. It's what we got, so this is how we're riding it. People always give me junk about riding on the sidewalk. I mean, this is a sidewalk bike, dude. It's small. It's like the size of a 26-inch mountain bike. It really is. Like, it's pretty incognito. Oh man, that's not gonna get old anytime soon. That's not gonna get old anytime soon. That's for sure. Damn, dude, I don't want to give this bike back. Even with this chain slap issue, I don't want to give it back. It's so much fun. It is crazy fun. Big brake check right here, coming up. Full pin on both. We stopped with plenty of time, but not bad, not bad. We stopped way ahead of the allotted braking that we had the distance for. I just want to see how it feels with full lockup. We started drifting out a little bit to the right. No complaints about the brakes here, I'll say that. Could they be better? I mean, maybe. Feel good to me. All right, just a final last update. We did 46%, so we drained 54% of the battery. Trip odometer says 27.5 kilometers. I don't know if I fully believe that. I feel like we did a little bit less than that. But other than that, range experts, you have all the information that I could give you for one day. Do with that what you will. All right, folks, well, that's gonna do it. Our one day with this insane monster. Oh, still on. The Altis Sigma. Once again, huge shout out to Vora Motors for loaning me this for 2 days. Unfortunately, I only got to ride it for 1. If I had 2 days, I could have made another video about like completely doing the range, etc. But don't worry, we have one of these coming. And I am now more excited than ever to get my own bike and put it through a whole host of testing. That'll come soon. If you are interested in this bike, you can find it linked at the description. Buy one at Vora Motors. They'll get one to you as soon as they have them. And of course, hicksfam.com. If you want to enter for the chance to win an Ultra Bee, we're giving that away all through next month. That is December 1st. That's it, folks. I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. Crazy bike. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one very soon. Peace. All right, just a final last update. We did 46%, so we drained 54% of the battery. Trip odometer says 27.5 kilometers. I don't know if I fully believe that. I feel like we did a little bit less than that. But other than that, range experts, you have all the information that I could give you for one day. Do with that what you will.